We now determine the maximum height of the body that is thrown upward, and its height is given by the function h equals 160t minus 16t squared. I'll just write this h as h of t, as it is a function of height, and the maximum height is achieved at the critical point. So first we have to determine the critical point. Critical point is obtained by solving this equation, that is h prime of t equals 0. That is the first derivative equals 0, and we solve for t. So let's find the first derivative of this height function. So I write h prime of t, and this equals the derivative of 160t is 160 minus the derivative of negative 16t square is negative 16 times the derivative of 2t square, which is 2t. And so this equals 160 minus 32t. And this is the first derivative of the height function. We need to set this up equal to 0. So I replace h prime of t equals 0, and this equals 160 minus 32t. Now let's solve for t from this equation. We add 32t from on both sides, so we get 32t equals 160, and therefore t equals 160 divided by 32, and this equals 5. We will verify that if at this value of t the height is maximum by substituting into the second derivative. So let's find the second derivative of the height function. So I'm going to use the first derivative. So therefore we write h double prime of t, which is the second derivative of the height function. And this equals the derivative of 160 is 0, minus the derivative of 32t is negative 32, times the derivative of t is 1. So this is basically negative 32, and this is always less than 0. It is independent of t, so it's going to be negative. And this confirms that at this point, that is when t equal to 5, the second derivative is negative, as well as the height is maximum at this critical point. Height is maximum at t equal to 5 seconds. And so we now find the maximum height by plugging t equal to 5 into the height function. So let's do that. We have h of t, and this equals 160t minus 16t square. So let's plug in t equal to 5 into this height function. So therefore we get h of 5, and this equals 160 times 5 minus 16 times 5 square. And so this gives 160 times 5 is 800, minus 16 times 5 square is 25. So this equals 800 minus 16 times 25 is 400. And so this equals 800 minus 400 is 400, and this is in feet. So we see that the maximum height is 400 feet, and therefore answer choice B is correct.